Different. There were
Let's go ahead and put some of this up there on the screen. So here we have video from the sky of Los Angeles, where you have Homeland Security investigators dragging individuals outside of a home that was linked to Mr. Sean Combs. You can see that there are investigators that are on site. They appear to be both executing a search warrant and searching all throughout the house for evidence for what appears to be tied to a sexual misconduct investigation, even possibly involving minors. The most noteworthy part of this, Crystal, is that they were simultaneous raids both on homes in Los Angeles and in Florida, in Miami. There was video that appeared to show federal investigators and authorities on some of his personal assets like boats and others. There's also been video that has now surfaced of showing Mr. Combs at the Miami airport, just kind of pacing aimlessly. He has not yet been arrested by federal authorities, and they haven't really issued any details, such and so forth. But a lot of this just comes on the heels of what have been stunning allegations against Mr. Combs. Let's go and put this up there on the screen from the Los Angeles Times. They do a decent job here of writing up some of the recent shakeups that have happened. Quote, 4 separate plaintiffs have now filed civil lawsuits against Combs in the last month, accusing him of rape, sex trafficking a minor, assault, and a litany of other alleged abuses, imperiling his empire and sending shockwaves through the music industry. These include his former girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, accusing him of rape and forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes in front of him, along with repeated physical assault. Mr. Combs actually settled that suit. You have another woman who is accusing Combs in a suit of drugging and raping her in 1991, recording the attack, and then distributing that footage without her consent. A third woman filed a third suit in which she claimed that Combs and guy singer Aaron Hall sexually assaulted her. And the most recent suit says that Combs and former Bad Boy label president Harve Pierre gang raped and sex trafficked a 17-year-old girl. Pierre said in a statement the allegations were disgusting, false, and a desperate attempt for financial gain. To be clear, Combs has denied all of this, but anytime that the feds are raiding 2 of your houses in connection with an investigation like this, it's clearly that there is something serious going on.
So the very latest that we know on the raids of both the Miami and the California homes, a Homeland Security investigation spokesperson said the raid was executed as part of a ongoing investigation. Law enforcement sources told ABC News that the search warrant was being executed in LA. Combs' sons were detained outside the home, as is customary in such circumstances, and then released without charges. We have an official statement. They say earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI, LA, HSI, Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. And law enforcement sources also said to ABC News, the searches are being carried out as part of a federal investigation led by the Southern District of New York into alleged human trafficking. No criminal charges, though, have been filed in the investigation. So that's the most of what we know about what's going on here. But this all started with Diddy. There had been rumors about him on different like hip hop podcasts and whatever. But this all really went mainstream when Cassie filed her suit against him, alleging years of psychological, physical, and sexual abuse. Just to give you some of her allegations, she accused him of rape and forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes in front of him, along with repeated physical assaults. She claimed that in 2012, Combs told her that he was going to blow up the car of rap artist Kid Cudi, suspecting that Cassie and Cudi were dating. The suit alleges that around that time, Kid Cudi's car did in fact explode in the driveway. And Cudi told the New York Times, quote, "This is all true." In 2015, this is there were a variety of allegations against him, alleging physical assaults too throughout his career. I was actually, as I went through the timeline, I was sort of shocked. I didn't realize the number of.
So Diddy said that he was going to blow up somebody's car, and their car got blown up. And his hands are clean. You gotta sit here and tell me with a straight face that he's not a scam.
Actual physical assault allegations against him. Cassie also alleged years of physical, psychological, and emotional abuse. She claims Combs forced her to purchase and take illegal drugs like cocaine, ketamine, and ecstasy, that he filmed her as he forced her to participate in sex with sex workers in multiple cities for his own voyeuristic pleasure and a practice he called freak-offs, and that he beat her on many occasions in retaliation for talking to other men, often with witnesses present. Some of the gruesome details of what Cassie alleged included that she was suffering severe memory loss, potentially from these routine alleged beatings from Diddy, and that he was so controlling that even when she sought medical help for that memory loss, again, potentially resulting from these beatings, he got extras, he controlled the medical records. That was the level of total control he had over her, according to Cassie. Immediately after the charges come out, they settle. And this was in the context we were talking before of that New York survivors law. Yes. This is the law that was put through that gave basically a temporary window for any sort of sexual assault claims where the statute of limitations had expired. It allowed people to bring those claims in the context of a civil suit. So that was the context for actually a number of these claims against Diddy. And as I said before, there are a range of allegations against him. And as you mentioned, Sagar, the most recent one having to do with allegations of sex trafficking a minor. So we can all guess that this investigation likely has to do with some of the allegations against him. And just to reiterate, he denies all of this and says that none of it happened.
He denies everything. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it for what it's worth. I think the timeline